For the Capital Weather Gang, we are looking at a warm start, a bright start to our week. Maybe some midweek clouds cool us down just a little bit, but overall, 60s and 70s are the predominant temperature ranges this week. We'll talk more about the details as we go forward, but the temperature animation is below. We're live with my updated forecast at cwg.live as well. And this is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. I may take off next week, but we got plenty to talk about now in the next 7 days, maybe even a wet end to the weekend with maybe some strong to severe storms can't be ruled out as well. So the Volts, good to see you. Annie and Elizabeth, good to see you on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, X, and Facebook as well, along with live at cwg.live for the blog there as well, anytime you need us. So the wind this week, finally, this evening, it's calming down pretty rapidly. It's going to stay pretty subdued and limited with breezes through most of the week. Now, maybe we get a little bit of a easterly fetch, onshore wind, bringing in some moisture off of the Atlantic and Bay by the middle and late part of this week. That could bring us some clouds to cool us off, but overall, wind is not a headline this week. Precipitation, very limited. Maybe a stray shower, a little moment of drizzle or fog. Wednesday, Thursday look like the cloudiest days potentially. Still a little bit of sun as it looks now, but can't rule out a stray shower, a little bit of fog, depending on the wind trajectory and how things play out for Wednesday and Thursday. But those look like the cloudiest days of the week. And I think Wednesday has the best chance of being kind of stuck in the 50s. So we'll watch that for you as we get closer. And then rain this weekend is possible late Saturday and almost certainly Sunday looks wet. Now, strong to severe storms of the few storms that develop, that remains to be seen, but we need to watch that. That's a slight chance for late Saturday into late Sunday. We'll keep you posted. Way too soon to really talk any sort of definites with any certainty and confidence, let alone, but we need to watch it. The good news is rain. Rain is going to come hopefully no later than Sunday, and we need it. We could use this inch and a half over much of the region. It is welcome news with our drought still hanging on, especially around town and points northeast as well. Jay, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Good to see you. And David, liking the warm up and turned out really nice in the Valley, Mike. Glad to hear that. Thanks for tuning in. Pleasure as always. Adrienne and Tiny and Bird and Riva, I really appreciate you all tuning in on Instagram as well. I don't think I've missed any questions or comments there on Instagram. Jen and Riva, good to see you. Hey, Rick. Warm weather, increasing pollen. I don't want to say winter's over just yet, but pollen, yes, has started taking advantage of the higher sun angle, the warm infrared coming from our stronger, higher sun in the sky. Yep, trees are enjoying a little head start to growing season. And I need to probably find more data on our typical last frost and freezes, but we're not there yet. We're still before our typical last freeze. Maybe I found it. Let's see what I can pull up here for you. So, other than pollen, let's talk about growing season. There it is. So, we still need to get through most of April in the yellows. That's right. So, we could have our last freeze and frost around town, like the Potomac lowlands there in the red, by the end of March. But otherwise, I think even most of us, kind of in higher elevations, know that Mother's Day sometimes can be that last frost and freeze. So, growing season hasn't started yet. I don't declare winter over. Yes, there's warmth for the foreseeable future, with temperatures even next week. Decent chance of being above average, and precipitation, by the way, leaning above average, which is great news to continue to help our drought. Rick, to your point, I don't think I want to completely eliminate winter just yet, but we're edging that way. Of course, by the end of March, we'll have better visibility on what it looks like into April as well. Clouds this week behaving, no clouds Monday and Tuesday to really worry about us too much. Maybe, a few pop up tomorrow. But from what I could tell, it was like under 50% of the sky at most. It kind of capped out around 40% of sky cover for the clouds tomorrow. So bright Monday, very bright Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday look like our cloudiest days of the week. And then Friday is kind of sending kind of a mixed signal, maybe half sun, half clouds. So we'll keep you posted. This weekend, starts clouding over, but it's warm. And I think late Saturday into late Sunday, we want to watch rain chances for this weekend as well. All right, let's show you the temperature slideshow below. 60s and 70s, the predominant temperature range this week. I hope warm weather, spring weather lovers are really excited about this week. Try and get outside if you can Monday, Tuesday. Those look like the nicest days of the week. We could cool down a little bit by Wednesday with some clouds into Thursday as well. But hopefully just a 1 day cool down for you warm weather lovers. I think maybe 50s are possible on Wednesday. So and we'll watch that just for Thursday as well. So worth watching as we get closer. Ruth Elisa, later sunsets. Can you believe it? What is today? So 7:09 p.m. daylight time. It's really crazy, and it follows March. Remember, it's March 9th, so 7:09. The ending number there is 9. So then I think I'm going to take off next week for one more break, probably my last one of the year. And then I'll see you in 2 weeks. And just remember, so we can do that math really quick. So what's 14 days from today? The 25th, right? No, 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 23rd. 23rd. So it'll be 7:23 p.m. Rashar, good to see you. AJ and Teki and Hunter and your Lima and Jamie and E. Martinez. Thank you so much for tuning in on Instagram. Good to see so many of you on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Annapolis, David looks better on Saturday than Sunday. And Laura on YouTube, thanks so much for tuning in. And I am suffering on allergies as well. So I hear from my allergist, dust mites are also not captured here, but they're flaring up right now this time of year. But for outdoor allergens, tree pollen. Tree pollen is the main trigger right now for me as well. So, and a little bit on the spores, a little bit of mold and mildew as well. But that's not the main issue as it stands now. It's still trees, and that's typical into I think the first half of April. We're gonna have to deal with this for tree pollen allergies. And growing season hasn't started yet. The vast majority of the region in the yellows still have to get through April before we can safely put the last frost and freezes, typical last frost and freezes behind us for growing season to be declared cleanly and most confidently started and without interruption from a late frost or freeze. All right, temperature slideshow below showing the predominant 60s and 70s this week, so definitely going to feel spring-like. Latest forecast that I updated at the very top, and forecast at a glance just above my hat here for the week. Pretty dry, pretty bright. Clouds come in the picture a little bit, I think, Wednesday, Thursday. Breezes, not an issue this week. And anytime you need us, we're at CWG Live. I'm Camden Walker doing our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. And just wanted to skip ahead. So happy to report that winds are so limited this week. The breeziness and winds of the of the last 10 days or so. Hopefully we can put that behind us and just get some helpful amnesia, right? And just have limited breezes, 10, maybe one gust this week near 20 miles per hour. But we're much calmer this week, and even this evening, we have a rapid fall of the breezes going on right now. Precipitation animation pretty dry until this weekend. I don't want to rule out with maybe an upswing in clouds Wednesday, Thursday, a stray shower, a moment of drizzle, and maybe patchy fog at times. But overall, very limited week with very low rain chances until late Saturday into late Sunday. We could even see Sunday when it's very likely, if not almost certain, to rain. We could see some thunderstorms as well, and a few of those thunderstorms may turn strong to severe. So as we get closer to this weekend, please stay tuned to cwg.live. We will keep you abreast of that situation should it materialize. Still far enough away, it could change. And rainfall is awesome for this weekend. That's the silver lining, even if we do see some storms. We need the rain. An inch, inch and a half is welcome news. Because as we check in every week here, the drought remains around town and points northeast, especially. That's a severe drought in the dark orange there. And clouds, like we've been saying, maybe Wednesday, Thursday are pretty cloudy at times, but pretty darn bright and sunny Monday, Tuesday. Great early week weather. Please get outside if you can. And next week's temperatures are still looking above average and a slight lean above average for precipitation next work week as well. And yes, my fellow allergy sufferers, tree pollen is flared up into high category. So you were feeling it like me and hearing me sniffle from time to time. Allison, Rebecca, Mary, Piba, and Guar, good to see you on Instagram. And KT's and Alex Kim and Glenn and Tikma and JMC Gardens. Thank you so much for tuning in on Instagram as well as Facebook, X, and YouTube. Let's check in here as well. Jay, good to see you on YouTube. And David, we need at least 3 inches to catch up. I want to say closer to 6 in some parts northeast of town, just to break even and really chisel away at that drought. March is indeed a windy month typically, David. So we're happy to have this fairly calm week ahead of us right now for this work week. So cherish it. That's why we've been so windy, though. Climatologically speaking, it is a windy time of year. So the last 10 days should not have been much of a surprise, but I think most of us are tired of the wind. Donna, good to see you. Uh, Iowa, I think you're okay for now. I want you to have a really good week there in Bedford, Iowa. And Paul, uh, if you're at a low elevation, go ahead and take the plow off the lawn tractor. I'll go ahead and be a little bold there for you in my predictions. Ruth Elisa, it's been a very mixed month with lamb and lion weather. I wonder I wonder if it does go out like with a lion, but I mean it's anecdotal. It's old wives' tales on that being like kind of corresponding lamb and lion have to happen at some point during the month, I guess. But Christy, good to see you. Just landed at DCA. Super windy. That is going down quickly this evening. So please enjoy the rapidly decreasing breezes and pretty calm week, which we have been pointing out. Here's wind gusts for tomorrow, maybe 10 miles per hour. Maybe one gust around 10 miles per hour tomorrow. And later this week, maybe one gust near 20 miles per hour, but nothing like we've seen over the last 20 days. George Dancer, good evening. Next Sunday looks wet. Maybe some storms. Let's go into that again. If you have Sunday plans, everyone, it's looking very confident that it's going to be wet and rainy. Strong to severe storms can't be ruled out, so keep that in the back of your mind. I just think thunderstorms will be part of the rain. Yet to be seen, though, if we do have severe storms come out of the otherwise typical thunderstorms that might move through for next Sunday. And rainfall amounts are welcome, but it could be a fairly moderate to heavy rain event at times for Sunday. An inch and a half could fall between late Saturday into late Sunday. That's kind of the 24-hour period with Sunday looking like the very confident, nearly certain wet day of the weekend coming up. All right, George, I'm sorry, no golf for you on Sunday if that's the case for rain. Yep, and please, I'm glad you're being careful with thunderstorms on the golf course. They do not mix. Laney, Katri, Curvy, Lifon, Dekavada, Leg, Alondra, Allison Lee, good to see you on Instagram, and Canton and Laney, and Jack, excuse me. Allergies, my fellow allergy sufferers. Jack, we have not declared winter over just yet. It might be coming sooner than later. We're getting close to being able to see the time horizon where we've had some mid to late March snows before, but nothing's on the horizon yet. And so when you see the horizon start approaching the end of March into April 1st, granted we could see snowflakes, but over an inch or more, like a snowstorm, it's exceedingly unlikely as we get into late March and early April. Let's see. So Saturday, Paul, I think the rain so far, timing subject to change. So far, the rain wants to wait till late afternoon into the evening hours. It could all focus on Sunday, Paul. So there's a chance we eke out a dry Saturday still. But keep an eye on it with us at cwg.live as we get closer. And Paul, if you're in Purcellville, I think plowable snow is under 50% chance at this point in the season. You're a slightly higher elevation, but yeah, it's a gamble. But if you're really aching for it, and we're even looking at next week, I showed you the temperatures still are above average for next week. That's putting us kind of right near the end. We're kind of starting to get right abutted against the end of typical snowstorm season for DC, because that goes through. Let's squint a little bit. That goes through Sunday, Sunday, March 23rd for this map. This is just a signal in the atmosphere, but it's hard to get a snowstorm if temperatures this time of year are going to start heading above average. So we want to keep that in mind. All right, allergies are losing my voice. That's great. Let's check in on the pollen, my fellow allergy sufferers. We are watching, yes, indeed, pollen levels are high in the tree category, and despite my best efforts, it is going to get us at some point, despite all of our different allergy medicines and what have you. All right, Jimacharge. I never say your name right on Instagram. I'm very sorry. So Jim AR change. Is Sunday rain chance more likely to occur in the morning or throughout the day? So far, it looks like throughout the day, a very wet Sunday with decent confidence, Jim. I'm sorry to say. Spurious, EK, and Jay Vidro, Carrie, Demapuja, and Mandira, good to see you on Instagram. DC sunrises, no change on our slightly earlier than average prediction for the cherry blossoms. Good question. Um, and we've got Fegeli and Robin on Instagram. Thanks so much for tuning in. All right. We've got Jim enjoying the sunset from Baltimore this evening. Happy Sunday evening to you as well. And good to see you on YouTube there as well. Okay, so I'm Camden Walker on the air another 5 minutes, just about. I'm doing the weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat, leaning toward taking off next week with hopefully quiet weather for the next little while. But I will see you in 2 weeks so that's March 23rd at 7:23 p.m. because here it is following the calendar in March. The last number matches the date on the calendar, March 9th. Today is 7:09 p.m. March 23rd, when you may see me again for our next weekly Sunday Sunset live chat after 1 week off. That will be 7:23 p.m. on March 23rd. That's kind of cool. Yep, Ruth Elisa, definitely allergy season. I'm demonstrating that for you with my raspy voice. Uh, and we have plenty of pollen from the trees getting going already, and that's expected. That's kind of the main allergen into April. Grasses try and wait till late April into May, but right now high tree pollen in that category for well as well. So temperatures next work week leaning the same as now above average with a decent chance, and then precipitation. Slight chance for above average precipitation next work week. It's a slight lean, so not a super clear signal, but leaning toward above average precipitation. Clouds this upcoming week are behaving until Wednesday, Thursday. Those look like the cloudiest days of our week. So enjoy Monday, Tuesday. Really get outdoors if you can. I think those are our two nicest days of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, we could even see a little bit of onshore flow from the Atlantic and the Bay. Patchy fog is slightly possible, a stray shower slightly possible. I hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong. But I think gosh, I love allergies. I do think Wednesday, Thursday are highest chances for clouds and maybe a little bit of a cool patch with highs in the 50s to kind of give us a break from 60s and 70s, which should be the dominant temperature regime Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, as you can see from the forecast at a glance just above me here. I've updated the forecast at the far top here. Anytime you need us, of course, where the live forecasts are at cwg.live. And David doesn't mind rain. I don't either. I mean, this is really good news that we can get an inch, inch and a half focused maybe on late Saturday into late Sunday. With this rain focused on perhaps Sunday, we could see thunderstorms. Some of those thunderstorms may turn strong to severe. Not worth planning around just yet. This is way ahead. Times for things to change, but just keep it in the back of your mind. There are some ingredients potentially coming together for Sunday into Sunday night. And then the drought. I mean, it persists, but especially northeast of town. But with this much rainfall, I mean, this is encouraging that we see an inch, inch and a half of rain. It should chisel away some of the drought in our region, but it's not going to get rid of it. I think we need 3, if not 6 inches in some locations to really do meaningful elimination of the drought that's been so persistent. Here's a precipitation animation below for you, showing you it's a pretty dry week. Even if we see a few clouds, maybe a stray shower Wednesday, Thursday, chances are very low. It's not until kind of the 24-hour period that's late Saturday into late Sunday where this strong cold front and storm system comes through. It looks almost certainly wet on Sunday. I think thunderstorms are fairly likely, and then we have a slight chance of some of those thunderstorms maybe turning strong to severe. So we'll watch that for you as we get closer. Yep, David, here's the tea for my allergies right here, helping me. Happy Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. And again, as I approach my 20 minutes here for our weekly Sunday Sunset Live chat, I'm probably going to take off next week and I'll see you in 2 weeks for my last break of the year, I think, I promise. And then, yes, indeed, we need the rain, so I think there's some fireworks for you. So we're happy to see this rain this upcoming weekend, and we're happy to see limited breezes, almost no breezes at times this week. So it's calming quickly this evening, and wind gusts maybe once between 10 and 20 miles per hour is the most we'll see this week. A calmer week is ahead, so let's celebrate that. And temperatures again predominantly in the 60s and 70s, but with clouds Wednesday and or Thursday, we could see a day or two stuck below 60 in the 50s this week, maybe a stray shower. We'll have to watch for that potential onshore flow Wednesday and Thursday, but looking wet no later than Sunday. And we're going to watch that slight chance for severe storms on Sunday into Sunday night. So we'll keep you posted, of course, at cwg.live. I'm Camden Walker, signing off, showing you these warm temperatures. Please enjoy. Monday and Tuesday are the best days of this week. Thanks, Dave. Good to see you. Ruth Elisa, it is red tea, decaffeinated. And David, Memorial Day indeed will be our next Monday edition Holiday Sunset Live Q&A. But I'll see you in 2 weeks. If not, if weather's quiet next week, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take a brief break. And thanks. That's very kind of you, Vegan on X. That's very nice. All right, Muriel, good to see you. Spurs Robot, thank you too. And Katri, good to see you on Instagram. You're most welcome. And I wish everyone happy, enjoyable weather. Allergy sufferers, I'm with you. That with the enjoyable weather comes the tree pollen that's high right now. But we will do our best to make silver linings out of everything, including the rain this weekend. Even if it's thunderstorms, we do need the rain. So that's good news there, there as well. Take care and see you most likely in 2 weeks, not next week. Bye for now, and tune in to CWG Live. We're there anytime you need us.